Hi everybody. This video is going to be about life cycles. A life cycle is kind of like a circle, okay? A circle goes around and around and around, and it repeats itself, okay? So something is born, and then they grow older, and then they make babies, and then they die, and their babies grow older, make more babies, and then they die, and it just keeps going around in a circle. And this is just part of our world. Everybody is on a life cycle. Plants are, humans are, and animals are too. Animals and humans, they don't really have the same kind of life cycle. A butterfly goes through different stages of life than a human does, okay? So today we are going to focus on the butterfly and what the butterfly does and how the butterfly grows up. So if you have some Play-Doh at home, get some Play-Doh ready and you can help me and do this with me, okay? So we are going to learn about the life cycle of a butterfly. The very first stage of a butterfly's life cycle is an egg, okay? So their eggs they're really, really tiny. They can be round like circles. They can be little ovals too. They can be a little flatter on one side like this. Some of their eggs might be a little bumpy and not very smooth. Other eggs might be really tiny and really, really smooth. Depending on the type of butterfly, their eggs are different. So the very first stage of a butterfly's life cycle is an egg. First, they're an egg. The second stage of a butterfly's life cycle is the larva stage. So inside this egg, a tiny little caterpillar is growing. When that caterpillar is ready to hatch, it starts eating the egg so it can come out of the egg. Once it comes out of the egg, it's called a larva or a caterpillar. So I'm gonna roll my Play-Doh into a caterpillar. Now this caterpillar is hungry. It goes around, it eats so many leaves, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it starts out as a small caterpillar, and then it keeps on eating, and it gets bigger and bigger. Now once the larva is really, really big, it goes to its next stage. The next stage after larva is the pupa stage. When this caterpillar is fully grown, it's going to turn itself into a pupa. It's going to form a hard chrysalis around its body. Now, a chrysalis can also be called a cocoon, and a cocoon is found hanging from a tree outside. Sometimes when you climb trees, and if you look really closely, you can find a tiny little chrysalis hanging from a tree. So this caterpillar is inside of here, and this chrysalis on the outside is actually really, really hard, okay? And it hangs from a tree. Inside this chrysalis, something magical is happening. It's called metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is when something changes, okay? So inside this pupa is the caterpillar, and it's changing. What do you think it's changing into? You're right. The last stage of a butterfly's life cycle is a butterfly. When it's a pupa, it's changing, going through metamorphosis and changing into a butterfly. So to make my butterfly, I'm going to do the middle part. Give it some wings. You can make your butterfly look however you'd like it to look. You can make a big butterfly, you can make a little butterfly. This is mine. There's my butterfly. So, the first stage is eggs, and then it turns into a larva, and then it forms into a pupa, and then from the pupa comes a beautiful butterfly.